Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Today, it is Monday, May 5th, and we're going to be talking about the crypto market. Let's go. Remember that none of this is financial advice. XRP stalled out over the weekend. We went up and touched $2.20. Now we're back down at $2.14. Nothing wrong, man. We're in this range. You see the 7-day chart. We're at $2.31. We're down at the low, $2.14. 1 month, similar type deal, except we went down and touched $1.07. So in the 1 month, we're actually up at the top of this range. If you look at the 1 month, we're looking pretty good. We're going to break out of this range, right? On the 1 year, we're coiling up around the all-time high. The all-time high being $3.50. Of course, in Korea, it was reported at $3.84. Right now, there are reports going on that in Korea, they're selling XRP for more dollars than we're selling here. What the hell is up with that, man? So XRP, $2.14. But I'm not worried at all, man. You look at that all-time chart. We are coiled up. A lot of room is left to run. We're going to go so hard, it's going to make that candle on the left look minuscule. But to jump into some price action that did occur this weekend, let's take a look at Songbird. Songbird up 20% on the week. Let the birdie rip, man. Hugo's been talking about buses showing up. He said it feels like forever you've been waiting for these buses. And then all of a sudden, 6 buses will show up at once. And all of a sudden, we got Songbird start ripping to the upside. Just 1 month ago, Songbird was 0.4 of a penny. Now we're up to 6.5 of a penny. That's not a bad jump, okay? Things are moving. If you're holding Songbird, you're excited because this thing has been what's felt like dead for a long time. Now, I know we keep hearing things from the team, so we know it's not dead. But in terms of the price action, we have just been sitting so low, so stagnant for so long. It feels good to see some positive price action for Songbird, man. It really does. Songbird. We are about to get some news coming out. I guarantee you we're going to get another F-asset version on Songbird. And this version is going to have no cap on it. Everyone's going to be able to take part. It's not going to be 2 million locked, filled up ASAP because we got big players who got that bag just waiting to throw down on a DeFi protocol. It's not going to be like that, man. It's going to be open for everyone to play. No cap, dog. Here's what we got from the crypto fan. Look at this. He says May 13th. That's the FLR 2.0 hard fork day. It's also the National Frog Jumping Day. Makes unlimited FXRP version 1.1 available to the Songbird network. How long before Ripple's escrowed XRP and RLUSD jumps to be used in a Gnosis? Nobody knows. Follow the rabbit. I like people saying follow the rabbit, man. You a Matrix fan? What do you think? Follow the white rabbit, Neo.
What the hell?
If that pops up on your computer, what are you going to do, man? You freaking out a little bit? Somebody messing with you? I mean, seriously, when AI starts messing with you like that, that's when it's taking on a whole new personality of its own. Okay? That's when shit starts getting scary, man. They already got an option where the AI can take over your screen and run things for you. Just wait till that happens, where you'll think you're getting hacked, but it's just AI messing with you. And it's like, oh, John, I got you, buddy. Got you again, you son of a bitch. And we have this post here from Ben Rogers, aka the king of Songbird. And he says, the percentage of market cap required to consume the total Songbird supply as F-asset collateral, which Songbird is going to be used as the insurance pool. FLR will eventually be used as an insurance pool too. And then they're going to open it up and say, you know what? Well, there's not enough FLR and Songbird left. If you have anything that you can be used as an insurance pool, that's okay. If you have Litecoin, if you have XRP, you have Bitcoin, we'll use that as collateral too. All right. But to start, it's going to be FLR and Songbird. So look at this. You only need 0.051% of XRP's market cap to consume the total Songbird supply. You look at XLM, 0.5%. DOGE, 0.15%. Litecoin, 0.3%. Algo, 1.5%. Filecoin, 0.3%. And Bitcoin, 0.002%. What this means is that if we even get 0.002% of Bitcoin's total supply staking on Songbird, as we get people geared up to stake on Songbird and F-assets, if we get any of these percentages of that asset staked on Songbird, which of course we're going to see a combination of this. We're going to have Bitcoin, Litecoin, Doge, and XRP opened up from the jump. And I think that we're going to see a lot of action, especially in the XRP area. But if we get any percentage of these, at some point the total supply of Songbird will have been eaten up, which can't happen because this is the insurance pool for collateral on this DeFi protocol. So what's going to happen is the price is going to run really hard. It's going to run really hard to match what's needed here, being that it is the insurance pool, right? So if you need X amount of money, but if we don't have enough Songbird times the price, then the price of Songbird is going to change so that it equates to that amount of money for the insurance pool. It's going to be badass, man. Okay, so theoretically, if you were to get 0.051% of XRP's total supply staked on Songbird's F assets, you'd get a ×2 in the price at least, because it would be doubling the market cap of Songbird. That's the simple logic here. If people used F assets on Songbird, we're going to see Songbird run. And if people use F assets on Flare and use Songbird as the insurance pool, we're going to see Songbird run. I think that big things are coming for Flare and Songbird, man. I really do. Flare sitting at 1.9 cents. Almost broke through that 0.2 mark. We'll see on the 7-day, we're up 12%. So while the rest of the market's kind of stagnating out, while XRP is going down a little bit, Flare and Songbird are starting to show their fucking strength, man. Starting to flap those wings. Hugo's talking about buses showing up. Hugo's been bullish this whole time, man. I've never seen anything bearish from Hugo, other than on XRP. You know, Hugo will poke fun at the XRP folk. He'll say things like, oh, XRP doesn't have any value without F assets, you know? And XRP folks are pissed. They're like, bro, don't even say that to us, all right? Because we're waiting on you to open this shit. We thought that XRP had value just by being used as an asset that's be able to transfer money. In our minds, XRP has use case as programmable money, which you can use to send for remittance corridors, Forex, and the likes, all right? We talk about this all the time. XRP has a use case. But Hugo likes to poke fun, and there's nothing wrong with poking fun. If you can't take a joke, lighten up, dog. You shouldn't be overly emotional about your crypto token. If you can't take a joke about the state of things, if you can't take a joke about the CEO, then you're in too deep, man. You've put too much money in and you don't feel confident. You're feeling a little bit emotional about your investment. When you're feeling emotional about your investment, you're going to be quick to do something irrational. You might hit a swing trade that might fuck you. You might sell for a low. You might accidentally go to the wrong website and ignore a UI mistake because you're chasing and enter all your tokens into a DeFi protocol that ends up fucking you. You might chase a node project which goes belly up. My advice is to never go all in with your most important bag. If you've been holding XRP for 7-8 years, if we're looking at from the lows of 2019, it's done fantastic. It's up times 20 from 11 cents in 2019. Nothing wrong with the times 20, man. Nothing wrong. Your $200 turned into 4K. What are you mad about? If you had $2,000, it turned into 40K. There's nothing to be mad about. You see what I'm saying? And if you were sitting on that bag and you were thinking, man, damn it, I need to hit another times 2. Damn it, I need to hit it times 10. That's a situation where you might say, what can I do right now to take advantage of my bag and to flip it to get a times 2? What can I do right now to increase my opportunity to get a daily yield on my bag? Oh, I'll flip it for X node. I'll flip it for this node. And that node will be paying me daily, and then I'll be selling that daily. Well, we saw how that went with Osmi AI, man. All right, we've seen how that's gone with Gala Games. Gala Games had a great run. They had the liquidity behind them. We saw the token run up from 1 cent all the way up to 70 cents. But man, Osmi AI, they didn't have the liquidity behind them, and we saw a lot of people buy nodes. A lot of people sell the tokens they got from operating that node to the point where the liquidity to trade on Uniswap actually ran dry. It affected the token price really negatively. We saw the token price go from 40 cents all the way down to 0.8 of a penny. I believe it stabilized out at around 1.5 cents. Just like I said, around 1.5 cents, 1.481 today. And you know, in terms of ecosystems, it's ranked higher than both Gala Music and Gala Film. It's ranked higher than Songbird too, in terms of market cap. In the top 3,500 tokens, you can find some gems. I mean, the thing is majority, I stick to the top 300 tokens. If you're not in the top 100 to 300, then I'd say you're too much of a low cap for me. But I am in a few of these low cap projects, man. Osmi AI, Gala Film, Songbird, Gala Music, Metaflora, Magneto HR. These are low cap projects, and a lot of them are in the Gala or the Flare ecosystem. Obviously, Songbird is Flare, and the rest that I just mentioned were all in the Gala ecosystem. I believe in these places because they have a big parent company, and they have great CEOs who really believe in what they're building. So you have a passionate CEO building a community and a project that are worthwhile. You have a parent company worth money. This is a perfect storm in crypto. All right, looking at Songbird, it's a similar deal. You have a parent company being Flare that has a bunch of money behind it. Flare is a top 60 token based on market cap. Songbird is sitting at 3,300th out of all 30 million. It only has a market cap of 102 million. But we were just looking at with F assets being used on Songbird and Flare, and Songbird being used as the insurance pool for that DeFi protocol, it's gonna send Songbird to the fucking moon, man. If you don't own any Songbird yet, I don't know what you're doing, dude. Just own a little bit, man. Throw $100 at Songbird, and if it hits it times 100, that's 10K. You'll say, holy shit, dude. I just made 10K off a $100 bet. Bitcoin at 94K. So over the last 7 days, we saw Bitcoin go from 95K down to 94K. But at one point it touched 98, so that's fun, right? We're in a stagnated little range for Bitcoin too, man. You guys notice that? 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we were down to 85. Now we're back up to 95. We haven't broken through that 100K barrier yet. And you know 100K is a mental barrier for a lot of people in this market to ring the dong, being that we are in that bull run again. Nobody wants to see Bitcoin stagnated out in the 90,000s, which is funny because if you would have been saying this to Bitcoin folks 3 years ago, they'd be like, dude, we would do anything to be in the 90,000s. And now here we are and it feels boring. Karate Combat happened in Dubai on Friday. In Dubai, it was Saturday. You know, I was thinking about going, man, but it said it would take 2 days to get there from the West Coast. If I were to leave on Wednesday, I wouldn't get there until Friday night, it said. I was like, holy shit, dude. Who knew Dubai was so fucking far away? But they put on an epic event, man. Karate Combat went out there and they had some fucking KOs. They had Smiling Sam Alvey get a knockout and remain the heavyweight champion of karate combat. Look at this. There was a sold out crowd, man, in Dubai. Sold out crowd to watch some guys throw down in the pit. We had pit submission from Arman Sarukian, UFC guy. We had Smiling Sam Alvey, ex-UFC guy. We had Muhammad Mukayev, an undefeated UFC guy. If you can't see what's happening here, man, karate combat takes away wrestling. It says, no, you could stand and you could throw hands, you could throw feet like karate members would do. Trips are fine, finishes on the ground are fine. Go down there and hit some ground and pound, big dog. Mark Goddard was there. Sam Alvey shows up to Dubai and gets that W in front of the karate combat fans. Dude, karate combat's up to big things, man. Karate combat's in that top 1,000 tokens by market cap. Look at that price, though. It's sitting at 1.41 hundredths of a penny. Dude, you throw some money at the karate combat wall and it's fun. You throw it in the app, and then you can bet for free on Karate Combat. Why not? Learn how to do a little bit of MMA gambling. You own a little Karate Combat tokens. It lets you bet for free 2 days before the event, 3 days before the event. You'll get an email on the app saying voting has opened. You go in there, you put your Karate Combat tokens on whatever fighter you think's gonna win. Put it on the ex-UFC guys, all right? It's not that big of a deal. It's all for fun anyways. There was just another guy cut by the UFC named Brad Tavares, and Brad Tavares was a great fighter, man. All right, sure, he wasn't the most exciting fighter. That was the problem with Muhammad Mukayev too. The UFC cut him. Dude, he was a great fighter. I'm expecting to see him in Karate Combat. I mean, especially because he wasn't the biggest wrestler, so a lot of his problem in these non-exciting fights was he was just trying to stop wrestling from occurring. I was training for a while, man, and I have high hopes to get in there in the Influencer Fight Club, but it really discouraged me, the whole wrestling aspect, because you would run up against these guys who had been wrestling from birth, dude. They were like sharks in the water, man, and as you tried to swim with that shark, you could just tell they were so many leagues above you, doing things that were natural to them that you were just fucking struggling with. Damn, dude, I don't want to swim with this shark at all, man. I have no chance to fight this shark, especially if he could take me in his home water whenever he wants. So Karate Combat takes that element away. And there's no reason why Karate Combat can't eat some of UFC's lunch. Everyone wants UFC to put on an event every week, but nobody's pleased with the quality of the event that comes out every week. I think Karate Combat has a chance to put on entertaining events and to fucking show out, man. And Bellator and PFL could never really take off for whatever reason. I don't know, I'm just talking MMA here. I'm a big MMA guy, but Dana White and the UFC have their pitfalls. And Karate Combat has the pit, which the pit is a big plus to Karate Combat. UFC is the octagon, but that takes away from the viewing experience and the fighting experience, because you got to look through the octagon. Maybe you're sitting behind a pillar. And you could have fighters grab the octagon side fence. They're getting taken down, they grab the fence. Sure, the referee's supposed to stop it, but can they really? Does it ever happen, really? Usually a warning is given, but it stops something important from happening. It stops momentum from a takedown. The pit adds an element, man, and that element is there's no escape. You can't find the pit and use it as a solid surface to back up against. In the UFC, you see people do that all the time. They'll bounce off the back of the octagon wall. They'll bounce off that mesh wall. They'll find it and use their back to bounce off it. In the pit, dude, it's a weird angle. It wouldn't work like that. It would not advantage you to go and try to bounce off that pit wall with your back. Anyways, I think Karate Combat's up to great things. It's on HBar. They're putting on events. They're flying around the world. They're signing ex-UFC guys to come and put on the show. Dude, I'm looking for real life shit on the blockchain, onboarding Web 2 into Web 3. Zach with Web 3 Reviews. Happy Monday. It's going to be a great week, man. You know, we didn't talk about this before, but usually crypto summers suck. So hopefully we're not in for a stagnated summer. But it's already May 5th. Zach with Web3 Reviews. Thank you for being with us. Until next time.